Welcome back to Financially Smart. My name is Anna and thank you for tuning in to my channel. Today's topic was requested by one of our viewers and I would like to say, Ate Amihan, thank you so much for sending in this request. I know a lot of people will benefit from this discussion. Renting or buying a house? Which one is actually better? Many people have asked these questions and it's really understandable. This is one of the biggest financial commitment you will ever make and could have a long-term impact on your financial situation. I myself have asked this repeatedly prior to making my final decision. People in North America generally think that it is much better to buy a house rather than rent. And they have a good reason for thinking this. In most markets, home prices generally rise around 3 to 4% each year. So let's say you're in Manitoba or Saskatchewan. If you buy a home for $300,000 and put 5% down, you will invest $15,000 of your own money. If your home then goes up in value by 4% in 1 year, your home will have increased in value by $12,000. That's a whooping return on your investment of 80% in 1 year. Who wouldn't want that? Why would you want to rent when you can make this kind of money owning a house? Surprisingly, there are a lot of good reasons why someone may not want to do this. First, let's shatter the myth that says you should jump into the real estate market as soon as possible. Home ownership does not automatically offer the highest returns, especially now that the market has risen so strongly over the past decade. Your decisions about buying should be based on affordability and need, not expected short-term investment gains. Just to be clear for everyone, when I say house, I basically mean all types of houses in Canada, be it detached house like bungalow, semi-detached like side-by-side, townhouse, duplex, triplex, or condominiums. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ring that bell to stay tuned on my new videos every Tuesdays. For most people, owning a home is both a lifestyle and a long-term investment decision. People put a great deal of intrinsic value in owning the roof over their heads, and paying down a mortgage forces them to build financial assets. So let's go ahead and ask these questions to ourselves. How often do you plan to move? If you move every few years or even more frequently than that, renting may be your best option. Every time you buy a house, you have to pay for closing costs, home inspection, moving costs, and possibly an appraisal. These costs can quickly add up to thousands of dollars. Then when you sell your house, you have to pay a realtor a commission. Let's say for a house that sells for $300,000. The realtor's commission could be as much as 5% or $15,000. Your house will have to go up a lot in value over a few years for you to even break even with this deal, let alone make money. While home prices tend to go up over time, they don't go up every year. In fact, they can go down for a number of years as well. For someone who moves often, buying a house every few years can be a risky investment. Do you have a down payment? In Canada, you usually have to have a down payment of at least 5% to buy a house. If you haven't been able to save a decent amount of money for your down payment, then this probably proves that you can't afford to own a home for now. Delaying a home purchase can be a sound option for many people because it allows you to build a larger down payment. This allows for the potential to reduce your monthly mortgage payments. And if you manage to put 20% down, you avoid mortgage insurance, which can cost as much as 4% of the value of the mortgage. A larger down payment also puts you in a much stronger position if housing prices takes a short-term drop. With a 20% down payment, a 10% drop in your house value would still leave you with a significant equity. However, with only 5% down, you'd be in negative territory. Can you afford the monthly mortgage payment? The greatest difficulty in owning a house is not coming out with a down payment. It's being able to afford the monthly mortgage payments. Mortgage payments must be paid each and every month without fail. If you buy a large expensive house that is more than you can afford, you will struggle to make the payments. It is easier to get a house than it is to keep it. According to Canadian Bankers Association, as of May 2020, Canada have 0.26% of arrears as being shown in the diagram. Please look at the numbers and let this sink into you guys. The issue is not qualifying for a mortgage. It is being able to actually afford a mortgage along with the other costs of home ownership. Your rent does not equal your mortgage payment. Many people think that they can afford a mortgage because they pay the same amount as a mortgage payment in rent each month. This is a common mistake. Your monthly payment does not equal your mortgage payment. Just because you pay $1,000 a month in rent does not mean that you can afford a $1,000 mortgage payment. The true cost of home ownership is often around 40% higher than your mortgage payment alone. Always expect the unexpected. The big unknowns are unforeseen repairs. A common rule of thumb is to budget for 1% of the purchase price of the home for regular maintenance. So let's say you're buying a $300,000 house, make sure you have $3,000 funds to cover for repairs. Let's see it this way. From a renter's perspective, squirrels are a cute little feature of city living, while a silent thunder shower is a perfect way to actually water the plants and trees. But for a homeowner, they might feel differently. After discovering a squirrel has chewed a hole in their roof, causing rainwater to flow down the walls and across the ceiling, and eventually flooding the basement. That is why it's really important to have an emergency fund to cover for major house repairs or if you suddenly lost your job. Keep that in mind when you're looking for a house next time. What the bank will lend you. Regardless of how big of a mortgage you think you can afford, the bank will only lend you a certain amount of money. You will need to make sure that your expectations are in line with your bank's or credit union's lending guidelines. Banks will generally allow you to spend 35% of your income on your mortgage payment less heating and taxes. This is called your gross debt service ratio or GDSR. The other ceiling they set is your total debt service ratio or TDSR, and generally around 42% of your income. This means that all of your debt payments cannot exceed 42% of your gross household income. If your TDSR is anywhere near 42%, your mortgage payments will be a struggle for you. Again, you may qualify for a mortgage, but will you truly be able to afford it? For all of the cold water we have thrown on buying a home, there are many more great reasons to buy one. First, wanting to buy a home isn't just about the money. It's also about creating a truly unique living space that fits your personality. Renters, on the other hand, have a few incentives to invest anything into customizing their home, and they could be forced to move if the place is sold. Second, if you're planning to have children, the stability of staying in one neighborhood for an extended period of time may be important. As your family grows, the math behind the buy versus rent calculations may point to a purchase. Third, after 25 years, you don't have to pay rent anymore because your mortgage should be paid off. However, if you don't follow a budget and you spend more than you can earn, this will not be the case. Many people keep refinancing their mortgage to consolidate their credit cards and line of credits. If you do this, owning a home won't get you ahead. It will just prolong the pain of being in debt. Fourth, once you pay off your mortgage, you may be able to afford to retire because you will be rent-free, meaning you don't have any mortgage payment every month. Retirement is much easier when you can cut rent or a mortgage payment out of your monthly living expenses. Fifth, when you are old and need more care, you can sell your home and use the proceeds to pay for your medical needs. Buying a home can be immensely rewarding and a wise financial decision. Prudent financial security planning, which may include renting a little longer, can help ensure you achieve your goals while also keeping your finances in great shape. Ultimately, It's all about timing and what works best for your unique situation. You don't have to buy a home to live a happy and successful life. However, if you can make it work, a home can be a great asset to you. When it comes to renting or buying a home, there is no right or wrong answer. It is all about the lifestyle you choose to live and what works best for your situation and your budget. I hope you found value for this topic. If you have any questions or topics that you want us to discuss, feel free to leave a comment below. And again, I just want to take this opportunity to thank Ate Amihan because we wouldn't be creating this episode sooner without her request. And for everyone, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ring that bell, and I'll see you all on the next video.